a world where streaming and content creation has become more common, the number one pain point for lots of streamers is their audio. Streaming has exploded in popularity over the past few years, and the number one pain point a lot of streamers experience is understanding their audio equipment. Full-time professional broadcasters would typically recommend their audio setups when people ask what's the best bang for their dollar, but those consist of hundreds of dollars in audio equipment from microphones to interfaces and preamps. But what if I told you there was another option that costs less than $100 and is just as good as those audio setups? Well, I'd like to introduce you to the FIFINE AM8 Pro. I'd like to say that this video is sponsored by FIFINE. FIFINE was kind enough to send up this product for me to make this video for you guys. Prior to accepting the product, my main goal was to find out what this microphone kit offers that other microphones wouldn't be able to. For a price of $94.99 US dollars or $79.99 currently on sale on Amazon, you get the AM8 Pro microphone itself, which comes with a detachable windscreen, nice touch, a microphone arm which includes RGB lighting, and a USB-C cable to connect the microphone to your computer, which also includes a USB-A extension if needed. For the price, it's a near unbeatable deal in value, and I figured that was enough. But when you dig into what the microphone offers outside of what's included just in the box, I realized that the value was simply impossible to ignore. On the bottom of this microphone is where all of your connectors are. You have your headphone jack for direct monitoring of your microphone audio, your middle button to control your RGB lighting directly on the microphone itself, and of course the USB-C connection that I'm using now. But you also have a XLR port to connect this microphone directly to an audio interface. The benefit of this is that using XLR, you'll be able to achieve quality and clarity that a USB connection would never be able to reach. So having the option to choose between the two is amazing and again, an unbeatable deal at this price point. I currently use a FIFINE SE8 audio interface in my normal setup, and upon my testing, I was able to swap out my normal microphone and plug in the AM8 Pro and have everything just work within 30 seconds, minus some audio level adjustments. On the front of the microphone, your entire control panel sits here in this 3-in-1 knob. This knob also acts as a button that you can press to swap between the three functions, which are your microphone gain level, your headphone monitoring volume, and your monitor/computer audio balance levels. On the front of the microphone is also a capacitive mute button and an RGB indicator that works hand in hand with everything else. Rubbing your finger over the capacitive switch does exactly as it says it does. It mutes the microphone in one quick tap. The included boom arm also comes with a button on the base of the microphone. The included boom arm also comes with a button on the base of the arm that allows you to swap between the different RGB animation presets, but this is more of a personal preference. Using the RGB features on the microphone arm requires another USB port and can be quite distracting, especially if you are running a multiple monitor setup where the arm is angled in front of one of your screens. Personally, I prefer the lighting to be disabled. The boom arm quality-wise is comparable to your standard boom arm and has no special features for what you get out of a more premium option, but I think that's fine for the price you were paying and everything else that you are getting out of the kit. The amount of control that you have on the actual microphone itself is staggering, but there will always be power users that want more. FineFine has that covered with the FineFine Genie software. FineFine Genie software is the free all-in-one command center for your FineFine microphone and is comparable to similar softwares in the audio management space. The software is clean, intuitive, and easy to understand for both power users and people that might not be as audio savvy. You can control lighting, you have access to a complete software mixer to set up separate channels for separate audio sources, and the EQ system for your microphone using a detailed graph. This software also works with any of the XLR devices you have through the mixer you were pushing it through, so you aren't losing functionality by not connecting via USB. My only gripe with this software is that when I was using it, some things were still written in Chinese despite me picking English in my user settings in the United States as my location. It made it hard to figure out what some of the pop-ups or labels were, but I'm sure this is something that will get fixed in future software updates. So now here's a quick comparison test between the FineFine AM8 Pro via USB-C and my normal Shure SM7B via XLR. This is me on my normal Shure SM7B microphone in a comparison test to my normal audio setup. I'm using a simple EQ preset tuned towards dynamic microphones in my voice and a noise reduction filter. This is me using the FineFine AM8 Pro microphone in a comparison test to my normal audio setup. I'm using a simple EQ preset tuned towards dynamic microphones in my voice and a noise reduction filter. Honestly, I was shocked. The quality difference is minimal, and the FineFine with minimal adjustments to fit my voice profile better sounds very comparable to the $400 microphone I use on a daily basis. The quality is nice, and during my comparison test, no keyboard taps or white noise came through on the FineFine microphone, The natural tone of the microphone makes for a great sound straight out of the box. And that's the full microphone kit, which again retails for less than $100. If I was in the audio market as a streamer looking for a cheap option, I'd be able to wholeheartedly recommend this to anyone, regardless if they are a newly starting broadcaster or someone way more established. Not even a decade ago, the audio market was dominated by options that, by all things considered, were pretty expensive. The entry cost to get into content creation 10 years ago was pretty high, but now in 2026, we have a company like FineFine providing quality audio equipment at a cheap price to give you, as the creator, more options to choose from. If you want to learn more about my experience with the microphone, I suggest you come over to my Twitch stream anytime we are live and feel free to ask questions or see it in action. Again, thank you to FineFine for sponsoring this video, and I hope you all enjoyed. Links will be in the description if you'd like to purchase this microphone for yourself.